There's always a reason. As men, we like to think with our egos and think we're special and not, we choose not to see certain obvious signs that are in front of us sometimes, for why things happen the way they did. We like to just pretend that we're different, we're special, we can change things. And, that's our logical need to create and innovate to a degree. Another part of it is our testosterone and our ego, right? But the thing is, there's always a reason why something went wrong before you showed up. Now, I'm talking, specifically with women, of course. I was thinking about Jasmine today, as I always do. And one thing I was thinking about was how on our first date, she told me, she told two things happened on our first date that were the two biggest red flags I should have listened to. And to any guys who still go out and meet women and are still sort of, semi romantic and hoping to find someone decent, if you're still going to do it, just look, at the end of the day, we're all MGTOW. We say we're MGTOW. Some of us are monk, but at the end of the day, some of us are still going to do what we're going to do. Some of us are still going to go out. Some of us are still going to go out and look for the one. And I have to be realistic and help, the guys prevent certain, you know, red flags and obstacles that are still going to go out there and look for the one, right? So in this video, I'm gonna go over the two big red flags that I saw with Jasmine that would have saved me years of BS if I had just been able to understand them when I saw them, right? So the first red flag I saw with Jasmine was she would tell me that she would go out with guys and they would never talk to her again after the first date, or and she admitted to me later on that she would have sex with some guys and then they'd never talk to her again. Now these are huge red flags, right? Because here's the thing: when a girl is getting passed up by multiple guys, when multiple guys keep ghosting on her and she tells you that she's had multiple guys just disappear on her, that's a huge red flag on her part. Because here's the thing: when men find something good, we hold on to it. When we find a real special, whether it's a woman or anything, we're logical, right? So we're able to see the value in it and we're going to hold on to it. Good women get swept up fast. If you guys are wondering why there's so few good women out there, not only are there's the feminism and all the stuff ruining women, but the very, very few good women that are left, they get swept up in the blink of an eye. You'll hardly ever even see them, Very, very rare to find one. So the fact that you're going out with a girl that keeps getting pushed away from guys is a huge red flag that she's not that desirable. She doesn't have those skills and traits that, she should have, or that maybe she advertises herself having. Maybe she's putting on a front for you, right? But the thing is, if so many other guys before you passed her up, then it's most likely a front, right? Because otherwise, here's the thing. Like I said, guys were 80% logic, 20% emotion. Our 80% logic would kick in and we'd say, oh, wow, I found a catch. And the dude before you would hold on to her tightly. Now, she's a very inexperienced girl and it's like, look, I've never really been on a date before. I've never done this. I've never kissed a guy. Yeah, then when she claims to be something special, it's a lot more likely to be true. But if she's a girl who's had tons of boyfriends, gone on tons of dates, and no one is holding on to her, that is a huge red flag that there's something severely wrong with her. That is the huge red flag. The second red flag I want to talk about in this video, which is equally as huge, if not even huger, honestly, is if you're able to sleep with her on the first date, okay? Any girl that gives it up to you on the first date, you never trust her, bro. Straight up. I don't care how nice she is. I don't care what family background she comes from. If you got to sleep with her on the first date, you never trust her, because think of it, man. If you got to sleep with her on the first date, a couple other guys got to sleep with her on the first date. Now, I'm not saying every guy got to sleep with her on the first date, but I promise you at least a few other guys got to sleep with her on the first date too, which means she's easy, which means she's not worth committing to. This is the second red flag I had happen with Jasmine that I should have saw instantly. But of course, I was like 19 at the time, retarded, wet behind the ears. I didn't know what I was getting into, right? So here's the thing, guys. If you sleep with a woman on the first date, you automatically put her in the pump and dump, don't take her seriously category. Because if she's that weak-willed, if she's that easy, what's she gonna do if... And of course, I tell guys never get married in this country. But let's say you decide to be in a long-term relationship with a woman, forever. It's basically marriage without the contract, right? You don't think she's gonna cheat on you when she's feeling weak-willed or when she's feeling insecure about her looks or when you're away on that business trip. You don't think it's gonna be easy. If it was that easy for you to get into her pants on the first date, you don't think another guy's gonna easily be able to get in there when you guys are going through a fight or whatever? So that's the second huge red flag. And as guys, we like to believe, at least I like to believe, when I met her, I'm like, I bet she doesn't sleep with other guys on the first date. I bet I was just so special and so charming and so attractive that she just had to do it. But that's, of course, not reality. That was my stupid, 19-year-old ego talking to me, telling me I'm the man. But there's other guys that got to sleep with her on the first date, too. There were guys after me that I know of that got to sleep with her on the first date, So don't kid yourself. Don't think you're special. Don't think you're this one in a million guy. If she's giving it up to you on the first date, she's giving it up to other guys on the first date, And like I said, not every guy will get to sleep with her on the first date, but the guys that she finds attractive enough, and that have a little bit of Rico Suave to them, absolutely they'll get to sleep with her on the first date. So that's the second huge red flag, guys. So, just to recap, the first big red flag is if other guys keep dating her and passing her up, or if guys make dates with her and cancel, or if she's had tons of boyfriends but no one's committed, that means there's something huge that's wrong with her that other guys got to realize over time that you just haven't seen yet. She's still wearing that mask of deception on you, but other guys that got to see her without the mask on ran away from her, which is a huge red flag. So that's the first red flag, if no guy wants to really commit to her. The second red flag is if you got to sleep with her on the first date. That shows she's incredibly easy. That shows she doesn't have standards for herself. That shows she wouldn't make that she won't make great long-term relationship potential, Because here's the thing, right? And I'm going to do another video on this, but I'll do a quick snippet of what this next video is going to be. A really good woman, as rare as they are, a very quality woman, is going to be extremely adamant about the fact that you're not going to sleep with her on the first date. Now, I'm not going to say she's going to try to make you buy her stuff or win her approval with money. It's not even like that at all. She's going to have this demeanor about her. She's going to say, look, these are my values, these are my morals, this is how I was raised, and this is what I stand for, okay? And I can't break this for anybody. She's going to tell you stuff like that. A real quality woman that's worth spending time with, she's going to have this very adamant, her morals and the way she was raised are going to come before any sort of emotional, attachment or lust for some new guy. She's not going to break that for some new guy. She's going to say, look, if you really want to be with me, this is what I stand for and this is what I want out of it. We have to really get to know each other before I would ever give something like that up. And I've seen this very, 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 very rarely, but I've seen it, so I know it exists, and this is how it's supposed to be. So like I said, guys, if you got it on the first date, even if you got it on maybe the second or third date, and it just felt too easy, it just felt too simple, that's not a woman worth committing to, guys. So anyway, these are two of the big red flags to look out for. These are two flags that I missed when I was dealing with Jasmine, from a girl named Jasmine, if you guys haven't seen that video. Anyways, guys, that's the moral of the story, right? There's always a reason.